do that.
All right, we're getting ready to do a bit of
I don't really know what we're gonna do.
like our first time podcast. So
You're actually gonna do it? I thought you were just fucking with shit.
we're just
No,
kind of
they're recording.
right now here.
Well, I know that they're recording, but that doesn't mean you're actually gonna do anything with it.
You want me to ask the first question? What's it like driving on a day-to-day basis? Is it similar to driving like on a road trip, but just with multiple P stops?
Driving.
Driving for UPS, is it similar to driving like a road trip with a family and just stopping a bunch of times?
No. It's exhausting because you mentally have to stay sharp 110% of the time. But you do it so often and hit the same marks every single day that it's easy to fall into complacency.
I guess if you do the same route, not necessarily the same addresses, but you do the same route long enough, you'll have...
So it's a
address
battle
over
of
a
falling
week.
in complacency and staying mentally sharp and hustling through your day. So I wouldn't say it's easy, but
Staying mentally sane.
yeah. I think we should start with how we met.
Before we do that, I picked a couple packages today in the back of the truck. It's super fucking easy.
It took you 5 minutes to find 3 packages.
For the first time, not bad.
For the first time, not bad. We should really...
Brooklyn asked about that earlier today. She asked, when did I meet Daddy? And I was like, I met Daddy about when you were born, a little bit after you were born, in 2018.
Wrong.
2019. She was super small. Like in a stroller small.
2018.
Well, that was a year before.
2017 is the year I didn't want anything to do with you.
Oh, because that was...
You want me to tell you the story? I'll tell you this story.
He wanted to be... Didn't want to be a fanboy, and now I'm in his living room.
2017, Surf City. It was
Surf City is a car audio show.
first time going to a big car audio show, and I didn't have a build. And I was walking around. You remember this? You remember this? Oh, you weren't there. And I was walking around. I was listening to all the builds that were there. And our friend Robert, which you've met. Have you met Robert?
Ballard.
Bulls.
Bulls.
He comes up to me and he's like, dude, have you been over to Darian's truck yet?
I'm Darian, by the way.
Darian. And I was like, no, who's this Darian guy? And he's like, that blue Silverado over there. And I remember literally like peeking up over top of this car and seeing a gaggle fuck of people around your truck. And I was like, no. I will not be participating. I will not be participating in fucking his fanboy. And so I never met Darian in 2017. And then...
He was pressured into it again the next year.
No, you started messaging me.
You got in my truck before we had our first couple conversations.
You think?
You were wearing your Work Harder sweatshirt, the super thick one.
I have that clip somewhere. We could impose that.
We're going to
clip.
put it like over here in the corner or something like that. And then you'll see that right.
So the 2018 is the year that you and Jason McCaffrey came. That was the year that Jacob and Brian and everybody came out for Surf City. Mm-hmm. And you had the Sundown Nightshade V4s on...
The black oil cans.
4 SCB 7500s wired at 0.13? What was that you wired at?
No, it was like a 0.24.
What was it you wired at? And JP flew...
It was lower than recommended
JP flew you in
manufacturer
an amp,
warranty.
right? Because Jacob told him to?
I think it was the next year.
No, because you did it in the Safeway parking lot, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was right.
And JP flew the amp?
Yeah, JP put an amplifier on a plane with him and took it with me.
Because Jacob Fuller told him to. Yeah. No? Yes.
Yeah, something along those lines.
So, that was the first time I heard it, and I think to date, aside from maybe like Clippo or something, that was the loudest demo I'd ever gotten.
Now, there's a difference of having a loud demo versus like a good demo, because sometimes a demo that you remember isn't the loudest.
And then he's been on my net since.
Wrong. Absolutely wrong. He put it this way, he has a build now and I don't, so that's how the turntables.
So from there, I was carrying a camera, which is why the clip, and got a demo, and from that point, I think you started expressing an interest in photo and videography.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we never even really talked.
Other than those topics.
No, we never talked even at Surf City. I was around filming you and Jason, and I think I sent you a couple clips.
Yeah, you sent me the pole of Jason having the stripper pole in his hands between his legs.
And that is what sparked off the conversation of photo and video. So this would have been like fall, winter of 2018, the beginning of 2019.
Yep.
Because she also wasn't there in 2018. And then in 2019, you were known as the Birkenstock guy.
Yeah, that's right.
And so you guys ended up kind of creating a friendship because you guys were both really into
Birkenstocks
Birkies.
and Nike socks.
And then,
Remember that?
And your coach.
Was that year?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
and then 2019 is also when the Silverado came back as a B2 build
Oh, yes.
with
yes.
Andrew.
Yep. Wow. 4 years ago. Yep.
So it's now the beginning of 2024.
And it definitely changed.
So it's been 5 years. Basically since the beginning of 19.
Mm-hmm. And now we're friends.
Kind of.
I'd like to say we're friends.
The hard cut to me. Well, having never done this before, it's like knocking the rust off the bearings.
We're just like an experiment. See how it works, what doesn't work. How to make it better next time. Took like, 15 minutes to get like actually placed angles,
No, it's not
settings.
bad. Trying to think of something.
I think what?
What's the best thing about being a freelance, self-employed person doing social media for Sky High Car Audio? What's the biggest benefits?
I get to make my own schedule, so to speak. As long as the schedule is done.
I had to throw you a curveball because you're like, what's it like to be a UPS driver?
Yeah. No, it's good. It's a lot of work, but it's also fun because you can take your work with you. It's like a double-edged sword, right? Like I can come see my friends. I can go to the shows with people that I work with and that I work for. And it's a lot of fun and make memories and stuff. But don't get me wrong, it's also a lot of work when you're there. Like, yeah, it's fun and games, but it's also a lot of mental planning and mental fatigue and stuff. So the best part would be just taking my work with me, as strange as that sounds. That's a really good part. And the people, John, the guy that I work for, owner of Sky High, he's a super laid back, like.
Perfect. Good enough answer.
Just
Let's talk
figure
about Andrew. What do you think's going to go?
Andrew's a lot of a man.
What do you think Easton and Andrew are doing to the base bourbon, right?
Well, B2 bourbon.
Okay, so let's call it the base bourbon for right now. What do you think or know is going in it? And will it be done in time for Slam 2024?
Yes, it will be done for Slam. I don't know if I can.
If Easton's hand by himself, he will.
Oh yeah, Easton will get it done. But the problem is they both have real jobs. So this is not for any, like they're doing this on the side.
So what do you think's going on it?
More common area.
12-15s again or 18s?
I think 12 18s.
I think it's going to be 18s because O'Brien's already got the 15s. So they're going to want a rig that can showcase the 18s.
Yeah. And Luis Ramirez has a rig showcasing the 12s. So there's only
12s? I thought his is 15s.
No, 12s. Or
No. Those are 15s, aren't they?
15s?
I'm pretty sure 15s.
Who had the 12s?
Lewis, let us know.
Tony had 12s.
Tony has nothing now.
Tony has zilch. Tony's kind of like a Darian, almost. Or Darian's like a Tony. I think 18s.
I would agree with neither of those statements.
If you had to choose who you were going
Tony.
to wrestle.
To wrestle?
Yeah. I knew you were going to say Tony. That's why I had to throw you a curveball.
Wrestle.
Skyler's got those weird, like, tickle moves. If you haven't wrestled
What leg was it that Tony hurt? His right leg?
I think it was his left.
I would just kick him in that leg and I'd wrestle him.
Oh my god. Here's another fracture.
That's what I would do.
Okay, fair. Anyway, we're getting off. Base bourbon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's going to be more cone area in that thing for sure. I'm not sure about power. I know there's going to be more power, but I don't know.
Next question. Do you think it will idle correctly at Slamology 2024?
I don't think it's going to have to be on at a slam. There's quite a bit more reserve going in there.
What batteries are going in it?
So there is and was 3 limitless G80 prototypes. They're like the first batch of the G80s.
Right.
So I don't know if they're actually
Is
like
he
the
putting a
production
C-Max
ones.
bank in there?
No. And he's adding, I think, 2 or 3 G50s
Oh.
in addition to the G80s.
So it'll be like,
There'll be plenty of reserve. He had no issue.
we have
before
our
adding the
production
50s.
manager behind the cameras making sure the frames are okay.
What are the batteries at?
62?
Can you tell us how many minutes we're at? We're probably just going to...
25%?
Minutes or percent?
Oh.
This one should be high. I just changed that battery.
Doesn't say.
Here, top right. Hold on. What's that say?
59.
What does that one say?
You're at 20 minutes and 59 seconds.
20 minutes, 59 seconds. All right, let's try and conversate for another 10 minutes.
Okay.
Then we'll call it at 30, and then we'll put it in the computer, mess around. So we're still talking about the base bourbon. The last thing I asked you is, well, idle, and you were talking about there's going to be a lot more battery reserve in it.
They wouldn't have idle. But I think it will be addressed.
Ooh.
Definitely.
Steel cubed. Steel cubed. What's your thoughts and opinions on it? Have you heard it? Have you seen it?
I've heard it 2 or 3 years ago at Slam.
No, I'm talking about since Sky High had it.
Nope.
So what do you think it sounds, because I haven't heard it, what do you think it sounds like right now on the 3 6Ks, and when they get more power in it, which I think it's going to be 6 10Ks, I heard John say today? What do you think that thing is going to be like? What's it tuned at? Does anybody know?
It's high.
So it's a buzz car?
No, it plays like lower 30s, but 20s it probably won't do. But I would say the bandwidth of that thing was 31, 32 to 55. Pretty flat.
So mid 30s probably hurts?
Yeah, mid 30s, low 40s. It feels like your ribs are collapsing on your lungs. And the thing about that build, enclosure, everything about it is it's super, you don't need a lot of power per sub to make it loud. So when they add 10 times the power, you can imagine.
I wonder if it'll destroy cones if they get too much movement with that much more power. If it's a big enclosure.
Yeah, it's big. Big enclosure, big port. I'm not sure what sub can take 10,000 watts for a longer period of time daily. And
I'm excited to hear it. But did you know that they're going to a show tomorrow in Sacramento?
You know, Milos?
We could technically cut this shit, go to sleep, wake up, and head down to Sacramento in the morning and see it.
I'm going to re-preface that entire statement by it is now tomorrow. It's not today.
It technically. I don't know if that focused, but it's 1 in the morning.
How long would drive us to Sacramento from
We're
here?
like 8.5, 9 hours.
Oh, that's not bad. We can get a power nap.
The show's at 6 p.m.
Yeah, believe it.
And it's probably like 2 hours long.
Yeah. I mean, technically it's possible.
You want to go?
My sister's here.
What's your favorite song to play in the Blazer? Or songs? What? Let me take that back. What frequencies does it like?
23 to 30 on the low end. And then on the high end, because I have a 6th order, it's kind of,
2 peaks.
it plays 40 39 to 50 really well. In the 30s, it kind of has a lull.
Lol.
23 to 30 is good. 30 to 40, it's good, but that's kind of its lull. And then
So you get the best of both worlds in it.
39 to 50 is pretty rough again. But I think it's most well known for playing in the 25 to 27 range.
I say that's what you play mainly.
Predominantly.
Is that lower end frequency sweep.
I think it's most impressive to people down there. And so songs like Pulled Up is one of my favorites. Maybe I can put in a clip here.
Panda.
Kind of burn out on Panda. Slugs, because I like the
yes.
boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom,
That's a
boom.
good song.
And I can slowly step it in.
Black Beatles. Not Black Beatles. Black Widow. You asked me for that song for so long.
I
never even gave it to you.
It's in the mid-30s. Oxycontin song that you have.
That's tuned super spicy.
That was my favorite in your truck.
Let's end it with that. Great. Thank you. She's like my assistant for thoughts. Why did you sell your Silverado? And then we're gonna, after we get through this and pander him up on this a little bit, we'll end it. Why did you sell the Silverado?
Well, there's not really a short answer. There was a lot of factors that went into it. So if you want to stick around for the long story, do that. But for those that don't, I can't do my job and demo the Silverado at the same time.
So you're saying that taking the job at Sky High had an influence on that?
It was like 99% of the reason why I got rid of it. I had to make a financial and a obligational decision versus a personal decision. Because I wouldn't say like it was like well known as far as like Stephen Duncan's or Chris Lee's type of thing, but I would be stuck at the truck for
Hours on end.
hours on end. So how would I
He was
do
kind
that?
of demo whore.
I like to demo. How would I do that, and how would I go gather content at the same time? And
Maybe for somebody who stumbled across this video and has watched it to this point, why don't you tell them what you do for Sky High?
I do all of the social media for Sky High, as far as Instagram posting and videos and messages, comments.
Content creation.
Pretty much.
So if he's stuck at a show, he can't be demoing a vehicle all day long and then also be gathering content for Sky High.
Yeah.
Okay. Who did it end up being sold to?
Some gentleman in California, I forget his name, Luke, Larry, something like that. I've tried following up with him in the last couple of weeks and I haven't heard anything back. I'm not sure if he has sold it or if he is still gathering money to finish the build. I'm not sure exactly what's going on with it. But
And do you have anything whatsoever left over from your build as memory piece or keepsake?
just photos and videos.
You don't have any equipment whatsoever?
No.
I got your DSP.
Do you have a blow through or
He does have his old 60.
Yeah, the old one.
Which we should buy it, John.
You're fitting. No, it wouldn't fit Tony's.
Could get another Silverado and just slap that box in there and have a low-end monster.
And that's all it would be good for.
You don't have any equipment whatsoever.
No. I thought about keeping one of the amplifiers because it was assigned by everybody, but
I think Andrew's glad you sold it.
Andrew, what?
I think Andrew's glad you sold it.
Probably. It was going to save him a lot of work. For everybody that knows, Andrew was the owner, or one of the owners of B2, and he would be doing all of the labor, the install, the cutting, the measuring.
You were doing 818s in it?
Yeah, that was the plan. But plans change.
Whoa. Funny.
Did that just come off in your ass?
Yeah, she's feeling woody.
Oh.
Hey, would you get us a couple of those and we'll end that by sucking on them?
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
That's pretty good fun, though.
you want mint
I want the fudge, please.
or fudge?
I like.
Not chocolate.
I want the
It's mint chocolate.
That's fine. Mint chocolate.
chocolatey one in my mouth.
I prefer the mint. I just prefer some more sourdough.
The chocolate one's
Somebody
bigger.
ate all the damn crusty crust. Is that you?
Huh?
Is that you?
No, her. She.
Is that why you make it, just to eat the crust?
No, that's the first time I've ever done. I didn't like the inside this thing.
We'll wait.
Also, I made it so I get to do what I want with it.
That's final.
While we wait, what's another thing we could cover really quick? Oh, wasted information. Kyle Rutherford. Clippo, ever since being at Slam 2022, when we were both there, maybe we can throw this clip in here, because I have the one where we both sit in. We can just put it on the side. Remember that?
No, how can I forget? How can I forget?
Ever since then, Clippo's been kind of just like
On
you
control.
don't see nothing about it anymore, and he's totally. Wait, come into the frame so we can go to the wide. Come all the way in the middle. Oh yeah,
What that?
wrong way.
Yeah.
Thank you, babe.
Oh my god, this is gonna be so good.
I knew you were gonna do that.
Yeah, Kyle. Wasted information.
He's been totally locked on wasted information, which that Astro looks sick as fuck. But Clippo was already fucking sick as fuck. And there's like zero interest in like.
How do you top that?
There's zero interest or like. I don't see any posts about like, hey, this is what we're doing with it. Nothing. Did it get fucked up? Is it gonna come back? What's happening, Kyle?
Sure. Kyle, if you ever watch this, please let the people know.
We'll tag him.
But yeah, what happened to Flippo? Or what's happening to Flippo? We know what's happening to wasted information. Justin over at 252 has it. Currently working on the steel enclosure.
All right. Cheers. Let's edit this thing. That's good.
Yeah.
All right.
Go give your wife a kiss and eat some mint chocolate chip cookie dough things.